on the line, we'd like you to meet William J. Kelly. He is running for governor as a Republican. That field is crowded with Democrats, about 8 of those, but only one Republican aiming to challenge Bruce Rauner in the gubernatorial primary, and he's on the line with us right now. William, good morning to you.
Wonderful. Thank you for having me, Riley.
Oh, it's a pleasure. For people who are unfamiliar with you and what you're about, let's get into that a little bit and kind of introduce yourself to people who may find you unfamiliar.
Well, absolutely, and I appreciate the opportunity. I'm a lifelong Illinoisan. I love Illinois with all of my heart, and I'm a lifelong Republican. So any Republican primary voter that might be unfamiliar with me, what makes me different than Bruce Rauner? I'm a social conservative, I'm a fiscal conservative, and I'm a cultural conservative. I've got a 20-year-plus history of volunteering for conservative candidates, causes, and issues. So I have a great track record of talking the talk and walking the walk. A lot of times, you have politicians who run for office, but they have no track record, and usually what happens is once they get elected, they don't keep their promises. I have a 20-plus year history of I think, demonstrating that I am sincere in my beliefs. And thankfully, we have something called the Internet now, so anyone who wants to check it out can certainly Google William J. Kelly Conservative or William J. Kelly Bruce Rauner. They'll be able to see a nice side-by-side comparison of our beliefs.
And you've got videos of speeches out. So for people who are interested in exploring the candidacy, your candidacy, others finding out what's going on. Yeah, we're at a really good time for that because people who might not necessarily have a campaign war chest that sits at $70 million can still get their message out.
Exactly right. And since when did holding public office, being some kind of a billionaire or some kind of oligarch, be a requirement for holding public office? Last time, when I was raised to believe that being a public a servant meant being a servant, and serving all the people, being open, being transparent, being accountable, being accessible. These are all values that I believe in. And, I believe that those are the values that make you a good governor. I don't believe that Bruce Rauner shares those values with me. I don't believe that he shares the values of the grassroots of the Republican Party. I've been touring the entire state of Illinois. I love going out and meeting people all over the state. You don't have to be a billionaire to do that. You just have to have passion. And thankfully, my business allows me to devote the time and all the energy that I have in my body and spirit to get out and talk to real people. And while I do that, I hear from real people that they're dissatisfied with Bruce Rauner on the social issues. He's not only pro-abortion, which goes against the Republican Party platform and most Christian, people that I know, but he's actually the number one personal donor to Planned Parenthood. He's personally donated $200,000 to Planned Parenthood. Who does that? Number one. He's also a cultural liberal. He's a member of the ACLU. He donates to the ACLU. He supports making Illinois a sanctuary state. And a lot of people, when I go out and I speak to Republican groups, Tea Party groups, or even just everyday, Illinoisans at the, Kiwanis or VFW or Knights of Columbus, they're surprised to hear that, first of all, they're surprised to hear that our current governor, our Republican governor, did not support the Republican Party platform on life, but they're also very surprised to hear that Illinois is on the fast track to becoming a sanctuary state. And once again, thank God for the Internet, because otherwise people might not believe me when I tell them that a sanctuary state bill has already passed the state House and the state Senate, and Bruce Rauner has said that he will sign it. Now, I personally believe that making Illinois a sanctuary state would have a devastating effect on the real people, my fellow citizens here in the state of Illinois. That's why I oppose it. That's why I'm opposing Bruce Rauner and his open borders policies. And WilliamJKelly.org is where you can find out about where I'm going to be and how you can hopefully come out, hear me speak, meet me, volunteer on the campaign, obviously make a donation. And we're looking for all the support from the real people of Illinois we can find.
William, I was, doing a little background on you and reading some things, and what was the seminal moment that set you on the course that that's it? I'm going to throw my hat in. I'm going to take a swing at a governor's run here.
Oh well, there are many, which I guess is good. There's no hesitation on my part. I'm 100% in this race to win. My goal is to run a positive campaign entirely on the issues. I guess personally, and I don't want to make this kind of about me. This is about the people of Illinois and what's the disaster that our current governor has caused financially and every other way for our state. But I think the turning point for me was I announced that I was running for mayor of the city of Chicago against Rahm Emanuel, who obviously is another sanctuary supporting elected official here in the state of Illinois. And I was the only Republican in the race. I donated $100,000 to my own campaign. I was campaigning very, very hard. And Bruce Rauner, the Republican governor of the state of Illinois, endorsed Rahm Emanuel. So I realized that that was already a pretty, I guess you could say, difficult campaign. Running as a Republican in Chicago. But when the Republican governor of Illinois endorsed Rahm Emanuel, I decided not to file for mayor. But instead to save that $100,000 for a campaign, a primary challenge to Bruce Rauner in 2018.
Let's ask a hypothetical. Let's assume everything goes the way that you'd like it to. People hear you speak around the state. People catch the stuff that you have online. Donations pour in. Groundswell gets behind you, and lo and behold, look what happens. You find yourself elected. How do you deal with a guy like Michael Madigan?
You know what? As a devout, someone who is very devout in my Christian beliefs, as somebody who has followed a very conservative path my entire life in the city of Chicago, I have learned how to work with people who do not share my beliefs. I've built a very successful business. Just by being 100% straightforward with people. I believe that is how you successfully deal with everyone, including the Speaker of the House. I believe that I would bring that spirit to the governor's, to the office of governor. I would look forward to working with all people, and yes, that includes the Speaker of the House. The problem with our current governor is that he's built his entire administration on just simply opposing the Speaker of the House. Now, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. I have my beliefs. They are very conservative, but I also know how to work with other people. And I believe that if you are straightforward and if you're respectful, but very, very open and honest and straightforward about your beliefs, you'd be surprised at how much you can get done, Riley. And I'm sure you know that from your own experience in life. You don't have a successful radio show if you only deal with people who believe exactly the same thing that you believe in. You have to be able to work with other people. I love people. I always see the good in every single person that I meet. As long as they're not, criminal or as long as
unless they illustrate otherwise, sure.
Right, exactly right. I mean, somebody has to really, really. Let me put it this way, Riley. Somebody has to really, really, really go out of their way to offend or disrespect me. Like, for example, endorsing Rahm Emanuel for mayor, for example. That would be a good example. Somebody has to really, really go out of their way to kind of be to be somebody that I just cannot work with. And I believe that Bruce Rauner has disrespected not only the people of Illinois, but the grassroots of the Republican Party. Since he's become essentially the leader of the Illinois Republican Party, and keep in mind we're talking about a Republican primary here, we've lost a U.S. Senate seat, a Republican U.S. Senate seat. We've lost a Republican comptroller. Riley, I'm telling you right now, we're on the fast track to not only losing our state to a sanctuary state bill that our current Republican governor supports, but we're on the fast track to losing a Republican in the governor's mansion. So I believe that I'm doing the Republican Party a favor by challenging this governor. I am the man to do it, to win this primary and to win the general election. I believe that I am uniquely qualified in my history to win a Republican primary, because I support, I'm a lifelong Republican. I support the Republican Party platform. Imagine that. But I'm also uniquely qualified to win a general because, I supported, unlike our Republican governor, I supported our Republican president all through the primaries, all through the general. Our Republican governor, Bruce Rauner, still to this day does not support our Republican president. I believe that there are many, many people in downstate Illinois, many workers, real people who support our president, and I believe that they will support me in a general election. I believe that we will have a mandate to serve all the people of Illinois. That is what I want to do. That's what's in my heart to do, and I believe that is something that Illinois absolutely needs right now, and I really want to serve. WilliamJKelly.org, that's all I can say.
Yeah, I was going to say, for people, we're just about out of time, but for people who want to learn more about you, WilliamJKelly.org is the first place they should go. You've got links there that send them other places. Your speeches are up. You're not a hard guy to track down and find out where you stand on things.
And if I'm governor, Riley, the door will always be open to you and your listeners, and I mean that with all of my heart. I literally mean the door will be open. We need accountability. We need transparency. We need accessibility. Our elected officials should not act like they're somehow in the VIP section and no one should even look in their direction. Our elected officials are public servants. We need to return to the public servant spirit in this state and local, state, national. And if you have a Governor Kelly, Riley, trust me, brother, you will have an open door policy with the next governor of Illinois.
Well, we certainly would appreciate that. Absolutely. WilliamJKelly.org. That's where you should go to find out more. You can volunteer. You can contribute. You can learn a whole lot more. There's video there. Everything you're looking for. WilliamJKelly.org. William, I appreciate you taking time out of your morning for us.
God bless you, brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you.